Hello, I'm back again. Today I'm going to talk about why Donald Trump would want Canada to become the 51st state. Did you know that basically the United States is a bankrupt country? And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Currently, right now, the United States of America is $36 trillion in debt, paying over $300 billion each year just in interest. Now, that works out to roughly 248,000 American dollars owed by every living American over the age of 18. That can never be paid. So in my book, that's bankruptcy. Now, compared to Canada, the average Canadian only owes 48,000 in Canadian dollars on our national debt. That's 1/5 what Americans owe. And Trump claiming Americans pay less taxes, Canadians don't have to pay $500 a month per family for health insurance like Americans do. So that's another lie. When you factor in the fact that Canadians have health care and Americans don't, that $500 a month for the average American family, that's $6,000 more a year in taxes, basically. So that's a big lie being told by Trump and his puppies on his leash. Canadians, if we converted the American dollar to Canadian dollars, that would mean that each American in reality owes 347,200 Canadian dollars in debt. Well, if that were a business, they would have been bankrupt years ago. The American system doesn't work. It never has worked. They've lived on debt. To build their military was all built on debt, on borrowing money. And guess where they borrow money from? One of their debtors is China. Now, isn't that funny? So now they're putting tariffs more and more every year on Chinese goods when they owe the Chinese money. If the Chinese ever demanded payment of that debt, the Americans couldn't pay it. They'd could declare bankruptcy. This is why Trump wants Canada to become part of the United States. He wants another 40 million people paying towards that debt. Canadians couldn't even pay 1/10 of the interest on that debt in 1 year. The total interest that the Americans pay on that debt every year is it's over $300 billion in interest. Just imagine that. That's like 5 times what the total Canadian debt is. They're paying that in interest in the United States. 5 times that Canadian debt. So when you look at which country is run better, who has the longest lifespan? It's Canadians. We live longer than Americans because of our healthcare system. Canadians are healthier. They're happier. Americans, they hate each other. Democrats versus Republicans, they don't get along. They have a system down there, a government system that divides their population. Yeah, in Canada, we might not like the Liberals for a while, and we'll vote in the Conservatives, and then we won't like them, and the next time we'll vote in the Liberals, and policies change, but we love our country. Canadians are just as proud of our country as Americans are of their country, and damn it, we'd fight to protect our country if it came to that. Our military would line up at the border. Yeah, the Americans would defeat us, but you know what? We'd give them a bloody nose. And there would be an underground movement in Canada that would make things so miserable for the American occupiers, they'd want to leave. You know, there's, I forget the number of guns in Canada. I think it's something like 18 million firearms. And so the Americans, you know, they always like to think, you know, that they can bully the Canadians. But the Canadians, we don't need their trade. We're going to build our Northwest Pipeline. We're going to make a port at James Bay. And we're going to build our Canada East Pipeline. And we're going to sell our oil to somebody else. We sell it to the Americans at a discount and we get no thanks for it. So that's going to end. Canadians, I haven't met a single Canadian that wants to become an American. We don't want our children going to school terrified that they're going to be shot. We don't want to have to go to sleep at night and put a handgun on our bedstand to feel safe. We don't want to live like Americans do. Even their NFL players are being robbed. Their mansions are being robbed while they're playing. We don't want that kind of life here. This is a proud Canadian. I'm proud of my country. A better, safer, more pleasant place to live than anywhere in the United States. This is why Trump wants Canada. We're a better country. Have a great day.